Trent Williams, a name we've talked about it. Everybody's talked about it. You're going to be surprised when we show you the results of our Facebook question of the day a little bit later. But now Williams' agent is demanding a trade or to be released by the Washington Redskins. The question would be, is now the time for the Browns to acquire Trent Williams? The statement comes from Vincent Taylor, the agent for Trent Williams, who says throughout the process, Williams has maintained his silence and has not spoken negatively about the team, nor has he pursued legal actions. This seems not to be a successful strategy. Players who are outwardly critical of the team do get traded. Although Trent Williams will always love and respect Dan Snyder, his teammates and the Washington Redskins fans, he wants to be traded or released. It's time for the organization to act in a manner that is both in Williams and the team's best interests.
Yeah, Les, listen, he's being a little disingenuous there because my understanding is the team has given him, the agent, and Trent Williams the go-ahead to come up with a deal. Go get a trade and come back to us. And,
I wonder how often that happens where you give the player and the agent time to do that, and he doesn't know what the team's needs are if they would trade him. I think that's a little unfair the other way.
Well, I think in this case, they're looking at what draft compensation would there be for Williams. If they hold on to him and he leaves as a free agent, I think they'll get like a third-round compensatory pick for that. So what is the big advantage of trading him now for a third-rounder if you can get a third-rounder by holding on to him? So this just tells me that teams are not willing to give up first or second round for a guy that's going to cost an awful lot of money to keep. So are you going to give him up you're going to give up that kind of salary or that kind of a trade for draft pick for 1 year with a guy that wants to make the kind of money he wants to make and isn't going to be happy?
Well, tell him to go have a great year with the team that he winds up with. Right.
Well, so I think there are some drawbacks that suitors are sort of looking at and saying, we can't give up a really high pick for a guy that we might not have for more than a year.
I'm just wondering, if a team has certain needs, why they would leave it up to the agent of the star player to make that kind of a deal. Negotiation should go on with the front offices.
Yeah, I think that I don't think it's solely telling him you go find a trade because we're not going to do it. I think that they've also looked out there and talked to teams and tried to see what his market value is. And I think that's their way of telling the agent and the player that the market value isn't as high as you think it is. Now, if they keep him, I think I don't understand the finances of the NFL, but I think he's a $10.5 million hit on their salary cap. But I think in the new collective bargaining agreement that got negotiated, I don't think he can hold out. He held out last year. I don't think he can hold out again without being fined $40,000 a day or something, some ridiculous number like that.